You are listening to Iron Suits Where Strength Wears the Crown. Welcome back. I am your host, Marwan Killu, coach to CEOs, business owners, executives, entrepreneurs who are at the top of their game but tired of feeling like their body isn't keeping up with their success. All right, let's welcome before, let's just say welcome back. And let's talk about something that's going to piss a lot of you off. And pretty frankly, I don't give a fuck because you need to hear it. Okay. So for most of you listening, you run a business, maybe multiple businesses. You've got teams, systems, automations, you delegate pretty much everything. Okay. Your EA books your flights, your accountant handles the numbers, your team executes while you focus on strategy. It's beautiful, efficient. It's how you built your empire. And that's exactly why you're fat. I know, you're not fat. You're busy. You're building something. You got other priorities. But let me guess, you've tried the meal service. You've hired the trainer. You've bought the supplements. Heck, maybe even your wife cooks healthy meals for you. And yet here you are, still soft around the middle, still exhausted, still looking in the mirror, wondering why the fuck nothing is working. And I'm not saying you need to be Chef Ramsay. Fuck, I don't even know how to cook. The best thing that I can cook, and the only thing that I cook is venison and eggs and egg whites. That's all I cook. Every single day, my two meals, morning and afternoon, are eggs, yogurt in the morning, and oatmeal, and then in the afternoon it's venison with a bit of rice if I'm going to the gym, or no rice, or if it's sweet potatoes, I'll put sweet potatoes in the oven. Hey, you don't need to be Chef Ramsay. Anyway, if you're wondering why the fuck nothing's working, it's because you're trying to outsource your health in the same way you outsource your business operations, and it doesn't work. Your body is the one asset you cannot delegate. And today I'm going to show you why everything you've tried has failed and what actually works. So let's start with the most common mistakes I see with executives and business owners. You're used to buying solutions, man. Problems come up, you throw money at them, they disappear. Whoosh. And that's how business works when you've got resources. Okay, so what do you do with fitness? The same fucking thing. You hire a PA to book a trainer, check. You sign up for a meal delivery service, the one that sent you those perfectly portioned containers with little labels, check. You buy the whoop strap or the Aura ring, maybe throw down a few grand on the comprehensive blood panel. Check, check, check. Hey, you feel like you're handling it. You've got a system, you're executing. And then nothing happens. Or worse, you lose 10 pounds in a month, feel like shit, and gain it all back plus 5 more, plus interest. That's a lot of interest. Hey, here's a brutal truth. You're treating your body like another line item in your operation budget, right? In your operations, for plural. And it doesn't work that way. Let me paint this picture for you. Your PA books you a trainer. Great. You show up at 6 a.m., already drained from the email you answered at 5:30. You're mentally fried before you even start. The trainer's got you doing some cookie cutter program, smiling, encouraging every rep like you're his favorite golden retriever. Good job. You got this. 2 more. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Vamos. Vamos. All right. In Spanish. Brother, I'm running a $50 million company. I don't need a fucking cheerleading squad. I need results. And this guy doesn't know shit about my life. He doesn't know he doesn't know I slept 4 hours because of an emergency call with the agency. He doesn't know I've got back-to-back meetings starting at 9. He just knows his script. And here's the thing. He's not incentivized to educate you. Let me say that again. He's not incentivized to educate you. He's incentivized to keep you coming back. If you actually learned how to do this yourself, you wouldn't need him anymore. So he keeps you dependent. Great session today, same time Thursday. Meanwhile, you have no idea what you just did or why. You're just checking the box. You work out today, I'm handling my health. No, you're outsourcing your health. There's a difference. Or let's talk meal prep. You get that subscription service, everything is labeled, macros dialed in, 40p, 40c, 20f, or whatever the fuck they told you is optimal. Sounds great, right? For those of you that don't know what these abbreviations mean, P is protein, C is carbs, F is fat. Here's a problem. You have no idea why these macros matter. Okay? You don't understand what protein does for your metabolism. You don't know why carb timing matters. You can't look at the meal and understand how it's going to affect your energy at 2 p.m. or your recovery overnight. You're just eating what someone has told you to eat, okay? Like a child. And it works for a while. You lose the weight, you feel better. But then what happens? Let me tell you exactly what happens. Client dinner. You're at some steakhouse, there's big Mastro's, okay, or STK as another one. The meal prep didn't prepare you for this moment. You have no framework, no understanding. So what do? You either eat like a bird, okay, and feel like the weird health guy at the table, like I did when I was trying to lose fat, okay, or you say fuck it and order the ribeye with mashed potatoes and free cocktails because you earned it. Or you're traveling, or the delivery is late, or you're at a family event. The system breaks, and because you never learned the underlying principles, what your body actually needs, how energy balance works, how to adjust on the fly, you're lost. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you don't train at 5 o'clock, and we'll come into that later. Okay? But first, let me give you a real world example. Let's go with Daniel, who runs a tech company, about $40 million in revenue. Smart guy, hired a trainer, bought the meal prep, the whole 9 yards. 3 months in, he's down 15 pounds. He looks better in his suit, feeling good, then goes on a business trip. Meal prep doesn't travel, trainer's not there, hotel gym is garbage. Within 2 weeks, he's back to his old patterns. Within 2 months, he's heavier than when he started. So I asked him, what were your macros in the meal prep? I don't know. They just sent me the food. What was the protein target? High, I think. Could you build a meal yourself that matches what they were sending you? Oh, why I've got, okay. Somebody obviously hasn't got the message that I am recording a podcast. Never mind. That's what happens when you got a Mac. So, okay, where were we? Could you build a meal service yourself that matches? Could you build a meal yourself that matches what the meal service we're sending you? Silence. Hey, he outsourced the execution, but never built the knowledge. He had no idea why the meal prep was working. Couldn't look at the restaurant menu and make an informed choice. The system worked until the system broke, and systems always break. Or take Steve, successful private equity guy. His wife decided she's going to support his health journey. God bless her. She loves him, wants to help, started cooking all his meals, healthy stuff, chicken, vegetables, brown rice, salmon, sweet potatoes, organic, grass-fed, all that premium shit. Okay, 6 months later, he's actually gained weight. Like, how the fuck does that happen? because healthy means shit if you're eating 4,000 calories a day. Right? It's not about eating healthy, it's about eating right for your metabolism, eating right for your goals. Okay? You can eat healthy all you like, it doesn't mean anything. His wife was cooking with love, not precision. Generous portions, olive oil and everything. Like my wife, Hiva. It's healthy fat. I don't know why you're afraid of fats, they tell me. Gosh, sure. Yeah, it's also 120 calories per tablespoon. And she's using 4 of them per meal. Okay. That light drizzle on the vegetables, that's 300 calories he didn't account for. And this is what I tell my wife all the time: to not cook with oil. Even rice, don't cook with oil. There's no need for it. Okay. So Steve has had outsourced his nutrition to someone who loved him but didn't understand energy metabolism. And because he never learned it himself, he had no way to course correct. He just knew he was eating clean and getting fatter. Frustrating as hell, isn't it? Okay. And here's where the identity collapse happens. You built a business by being smart, by understanding systems, by mastering complexity. You're the guy who can look at a P&L and know exactly where the inefficiency is. You can read the market and make $1 million decisions. But your own body, you're completely illiterate, like a guy who can't even read or write. And that stings, doesn't it? Because you're not used to being incompetent in anything that matters. And your body matters. It's a vehicle for everything else, but you've been treating it like something you can just throw money at and have someone else handle. Let me be crystal clear. You cannot outsource understanding. You cannot delegate education. You cannot pay someone to learn for you. As Steve Jobs said, you can pay someone to drive the car, but you can't pay someone to take the illness for you. Okay. Now, it's just a metaphor that I came up with, or rather, I read. It's not about illness, but you get what I mean. Your PA can book the trainer, but they can't understand for you why compound movements build more muscle than isolation work. Okay? So you can do the bicep curls all you like, but understand that doing pull-ups or doing deadlifts is going to create more of a hormonal environment. And I'm not saying that bicep curls are wrong. Okay. Again, everything in context. The meal prep service can send you the food, but they can't teach you how protein affects satiety and energy throughout the day. Your wife can cook healthy meals, but she can't grasp for you how caloric surplus versus deficit determines whether you're building or burning. And this is the trap. You think you're being efficient by delegating, but health isn't a delegation problem. It's an education problem. And until you accept that, you're going to keep spinning, keep trying new things, keep getting frustrated when the results don't stick. Your body is the one thing that responds not only to your direct input, but let's rephrase that. Your body is the only thing that responds only to your direct input, not your PAs, not your trainers, not your wives, not the meal prep service, yours and yours only. And when you finally understand that, when it actually clicks, no one can earn this for you, everything changes. And speaking of throwing money at problems, let's talk about biohacking. Oh, you love this shit, don't you? The supplements, the peptides, the ice baths and red light therapy and hyperbaric chambers. You'll spend $800 on NAD+, but you won't track your protein intake. You'll do 20 minutes of cold exposure every morning or sit in your sauna, but you can't tell me the last time you hit 8,000 steps. And if you're living in Florida or in Arizona, I don't know why the fuck you've got a sauna in there, because it's already a sauna. out there. Hey, somebody's calling me and I don't. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to send them a message that I am on a podcast. Okay, where were we? Okay. So, okay, we're talking about hyperbaric chambers. Okay, so you do 20-minute exposure. Yeah, I don't know why you would have a sauna in Florida. Okay, so here's a truth bomb. Biohacking is what rich people do instead of the basics. Okay. When was the last time you hit 8,000 steps? I bet you can't tell me that. Okay. And biohacking is sexy, it's new, it's got sciencey language and studies you can cite at dinners, right? You can say, is these, what do they call it? Studies show, and we have literature, and we have this, there's all these sciencey guys, right? That love this kind of shit. Actually, I'm experimenting with time-restricted feeding combined with zone 2 cardio to optimize my mitochondrial function. Motherfucker, you're eating 3,200 calories of healthy food and moving 4,000 steps a day. Your mitochondria are fine. Your lifestyle is the problem. So I had a client, let's call him Marcus, who showed me his supplement protocol. 23 different supplements daily. Hey, everything from ashwagandha to zinc, probably like $600 a month he was spending. And this guy had a spreadsheet for his supplements, but couldn't tell me how many grams of protein he ate yesterday. I asked him, when was the last time you trained legs? I don't really do legs, bad knees. Okay. When was the last time you did any resistance training? I go yoga twice a week. Cool, bro. How much do you weigh? About 225. How much protein do you eat? I don't know. Probably enough. I eat pretty clean. And this is the pattern, obsessed with the 1% optimizations while ignoring the 80% fundamentals, right? It's like having a Ferrari with no engine, spending all your time debating which premium wax to use. You're missing the forest for the trees, man. Like, you want to know what actually works? It's the boring shit. Protein targets, progressive overload, consistent training, sleep, basic human movement. That's stuff that's been working since before we had brand names for it. The problem is it's not sexy. Right? You can't post about it. There's no shortcut. It just requires showing up and doing the work. And you don't want to hear that because you're used to buying efficiency everywhere else in your life. But your body doesn't give a shit about your bank account. It only responds to stimulus and consistency. Now, let's talk about the workouts you're probably doing or try to do, or you think you should be doing. CrossFit, Orange Theory, F45, high volume bodybuilding splits you found on YouTube, that old college football program you ran when you were 22, Jim Wendler's 531, because Joe Rogan mentioned it once, right? Now, here's a problem with all of it. It's not designed for you. CrossFit, great if you're 25 and you've got unlimited time and your career doesn't involve back-to-back meetings and international travel. For a 40-year-old executive who needs to look sharp, think clearly, and not be limping into board meetings, it's fucking stupid. You don't need to learn how to clean and jerk. Fuck, I don't even know how to clean and jerk. And like, I train regularly. I've got mobility. My mobility is better than 99% of people, but I can't do clean and jerk. Hey, you need to look good naked and have energy at 9 p.m. to get it up for your lady. Hey, Orange Theory and F45. Let's call it what it is. Expensive cardio parties for people who need someone to tell them when to move. You know who crushes these classes? Soccer moms. That's your peer group now. You're in the room full of people lifting dumbbells lighter than your wife's purse, sweating to EDM remixes, high-fiving strangers because you did all the burpees together. Fuck. This is what you're paying $200 a month for? Group accountability? You're all fucking executives. You don't need a tribe to show up. You need results. But instead, you're in there in your matching athletic gear, feeling like you crushed it because your heart rate hit the orange zone and some instructor yelled your name on the mic. And what do you have to show for it? Arms that vanish like smoke by Monday. A physique that looks exactly the same as it did 6 months ago. But hey, at least you made some friends. At least you felt the part of something. That's not training, man. That's therapy with a heart rate monitor. You leave feeling accomplished, endorphins are high, you're sweating, you earned your morning latte. Yeah, you earned your morning latte, but you're not building muscle. You're not getting stronger. You're not moving towards the fatigue you actually want, the physique, rather. You're just busy. And busy feels like progress when you don't know what actual progress looks like. Those high volume splits where you're doing chest on a Monday, international bench press day, back on the Tuesday, arms on the Friday, right? Get ready for the club. Yeah, that's great if you're a 20-something-year-old influencer with 6 hours a day to train, eat, and recover. You're not. It's like my son in the summer before he went to university, he was training 2 hours a day, his program. Yeah, cool, man. You've got 2 hours a day to train, yeah. Right, and sleep for whatever, sleep the whole day, no problem. Your mom makes your food for you. Cool, man. Okay, so you've got 3 meetings before 10 a.m. and a flight to catch at 6. You need efficiency, okay? Not volume. And the old college workouts, bro, you're not even on the team anymore. You don't need to bench press 3 times a week. Your ego might want to, but your shoulders don't give a shit about what you used to lift in 2003. And here's what I see constantly. Guys come to me doing these workouts, grinding through hour and a half, 2-hour-long sessions, ego lifting, chasing pumps, and wondering why they look the same 6 months later. Or worse, they're injured. Shoulders fucked, lower back is always tight, elbows cranky. You know why? Because you're training like a professional athlete with a recovery capacity of a stressed out executive. You're doing damage, not progress. No pain, no gain kind of workouts. Yeah, they're great. And I'm all for no pain, no gain until the body says enough. And trust me, I've had my fair share. I'll push and push. And I've talked about this before in previous episode when I had a nervous system breakdown in 2019, where I've basically gone from lifting 30s on each shoulder, dumbbells, 30 kilograms, to not even being able to lift my 2-kilogram dog. Go figure. Yeah, I was all for the no pain, no gain brigade. The workouts that work for your life are not the workouts designed for someone whose full time is their body. You need something different, something surgical, something that respects your time, your recovery capacity, and your actual goals. But, we'll get to that. First, let me hit you with another reality check. Let's talk about timing. The 5 a.m. workouts versus 6 p.m. workouts. Here's the reality. 6 p.m. ain't happening. You know it. I know it. Okay. Where were we? You know it. I know it. Every fitness trainer will tell you, bro, train when your body is primed. 6 p.m. is optimal. Your glycogen is full. Your body temperature is higher. Your performance peaks in the evening. Yeah, cool, bro. And you'll be in back-to-back meetings, putting out fires, dealing with an unexpected client call, getting pushed into just a quick 30-minute strategy session that turns into 90. And then there's email, and then there's a wife wondering when you're coming home, and then there's a client dinner you forgot about, and you're mentally exhausted saying, fuck it, and pouring a whiskey instead. 6 p.m. workouts are for people whose lives don't have real demands. 5 a.m. is non-negotiable. The world hasn't woken up yet. Your phone isn't blowing up, and no one is asking you for decisions. It's the only time of the day that's yours. But I'm not a morning person. Brother, you're a business owner. You became whatever you need. You became whatever you needed to become to win. You learned accounting when you had to. You figured out sales. You mastered negotiations, and you're telling me you can't learn to wake up an hour earlier? But I'll be training fasted, low energy, performance won't be optimal. Then eat something. Sip some protein powder on the way to the gym. Have a banana. Slam down a shake. Oatmeal. Egg whites. Right? You don't need a 3-course meal. You just need enough not to be running on empty. And here's what the body doesn't tell you. Training at 5 a.m. builds a different kind of discipline. It's not about optimal glycogen levels. You're not training like a bodybuilder. It's about who you become when you do hard shit before your day even starts. You walk into your first meeting at 9 a.m. and you've already done more than most people will do in a day. That energy, that frame is different. And you're not reactive. You're not in self-defense mode. You've already won the day before it started. 6 p.m. crowd, they're hoping nothing derails them. They're at the mercy of their schedule. One unexpected fire and the workout is gone. The whole workout is gone. One stressful day and they're too tired. 5 a.m. is control, 6 p.m. is hope, and hope is not a strategy. And look, I get it. It's not easy. But you didn't build your business because it were easy. You did it because you were willing to do what others weren't, and this is the same thing. And once you actually get consistent with it, 3 to 4 times a week, non-negotiable, your body adapts. You start waking up with energy. You stop needing the alarm. Your entire physiology shifts because you've given it predictable, consistent stimulus. And that's a real anchor. Not the perfect time, not the optimal conditions, consistency with enough intensity to drive adaptations, early enough that nothing can steal it from you. So if outsourcing doesn't work, biohacking is a distraction and most popular workouts are wrong for you, what does work? This is where we flip the script. Your executive brain, the one that optimizes systems, eliminates waste, and focuses on high leverage activities, that's not the problem. That's actually the solution. You've just been pointing at the wrong things. An executive doesn't need punishment, it needs precision. An executive's body doesn't need punishment. You don't have time for 2-hour gym sessions. You don't have the recovery capacity for 6-day splits. And you sure as hell don't have the bandwidth to count macros like a fitness influencer prepping for a photo shoot. You need something that I call metabolic intensity training, and we'll save the full breakdown for another episode. But let me paint a picture for what it feels like: short, surgical, and potent. Imagine a workout that lasts 45 minutes or an hour tops, but feels like you ran through a wall. Not because you did 500 reps of bullshit, burpees, anyone? Hello? But because every set was executed with maximum intent, full focus, and enough load to actually force your body to adapt. You're not here to check boxes. You're there to send a signal. Build muscle, burn fat, get efficient. 3 to 4 sessions a week, no wasted movement, no ego lifts, no hour-long workouts and cools downs. You walk in, you execute, you leave, and your body responds because the stimulus is precise and the recovery is adequate. This is training designed for someone whose life has demands, someone who needs to look like they've got their shit together, feel energized at the end of a 12-hour day, and not be sore to the point they can't even play with their kids or fly business class without wincing. It's the opposite of what you've been taught. Less volume, more intensity, less time, more precision, less variety, more mastery. And here's the kicker. It actually builds the physique you want: lean, strong, sharp, the kind of body that signals confidence before you even open your mouth. Because let's be honest about why you're here. You can outsource everything. Your team runs a business, your stylist handles a wardrobe, your PA manages your calendar, but your body, it's the one thing no one can earn for you. And that's why the six-pack matters. Not because it's vain, not because you're trying to impress 25-year-olds at the beach, but because it's power made visible. It's a universal signal that says, I don't just lead, I dominate. I earned this. I built this. No one gave it to me. That visible discipline translates to every room you walk into. Boardrooms, negotiations, client meetings. Your body becomes a non-verbal demonstration of your capacity to execute under pressure. But you can't buy it, you can't delegate it, you have to earn it. Hell, I'm walking around at 9% body fat with breaks for abs, a full six-pack. Like virtually no fat, you can see the veins on my abs. I kid you not. And I'm getting compliments from guys that are half my age. I'm 48, these guys are in their 20s. They're like, bro, you look really good. Right? But I'm not doing it to impress people. I don't lift heavier than most people. Okay? I push myself, but I don't ego lift. I do what I can. And I'm there in less time than these guys. So here's where we are. You've been trying to outsource your health because that's how you solve problems everywhere else. Not somewhere else. Somewhere else as well, yeah. But it doesn't work. Your body is the asset that only responds to direct, consistent input. You've been distracted by biohacks and supplements when you haven't mastered the basics. You've been doing workouts designed for other people and other lives, and you're wondering why nothing sticks. So leave the biohacks for when you get everything else together. I'm not saying they don't work, they work, but only when you've got the other 80% mastered. The answer is not more expensive solution, bro. It's not another meal delivery service or more qualified trainer or a better supplement stack. The answer is building capacity, learning the fundamentals, and then applying it to executive brain, the one that built everything else in your life, to a training system that actually designed for someone like you. So in another episode, we're going to dive deep into metabolic intensity training, the exact frameworks, the 4S method, and the why behind it, and how to implement it even if you're traveling 60% of the year. But for now, I want you to audit yourself. Ask a question. Am I trying to buy my way out of this, or am I willing to build my way through it? Because one of those approaches gets you the body that you want, the other just keeps you spinning. And that's it for today. Stop outsourcing, start building, talk soon. And if you found this episode helpful, make sure you share it with another leader, because as iron sharpeneth iron, so one man sharpeneth another. And that's how we spread the message and grow the show. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. Talk soon.